What's going on, people, and welcome back to another episode of Almiron's Army. We're in a bit of a different environment today. You can probably tell I have moved house, and that has, of course, come with the difficulties in trying to record for the YouTube channel. But I've tried my best to still sort of cut up clips over the week and produce the video for you guys. So, obviously, take that into account that today or in today's video, I've had quite a busy week, but tried to still get all the content out on the channel for you boys. So with that being said, if you do enjoy, please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's get on to Almiron's Army for the week. Another man exits the gallery in Timothy Tillman, of course a great servant for Almiron's Army, but we do pick up £4.18 for him, which of course I'll add similar sort of theme to the last episode where we are just going through selling all of the pieces that we can to try and build up our balance, and we will take him out of our roster screen. There we go, and we have a gap to fill, which we will with the Houston man. And there you have it then, guys. So Timothy Tillman gone. Didn't really mind too much, like I said in the last episode. Wasn't too bothered if this guy did or didn't sell. Let's try and see if we can sell some of the other boys. And the man who has been killing it all the previous episodes, Zinc, has finally sold at £17, and you know what, I'm happy with this one. Maybe could have got a little bit more money, but I'm just happy that we managed to profit so much from him. So we'll add £17 to our Almiron's Army sort of budget, or whatever you want to call it. Now you can see the goal that we did have in the last episode. For those of you guys that missed it, the new rule that we essentially added is to try and attempt to, I guess, get our profit loss margin back to zero, although it will be quite a challenge. I might do another screen that might help us visualize better, like me making my money back or whatever, just so you guys can track it a bit easier, because that is of course our new challenge. And yeah, so I guess onto the business that we might, well, I guess we just have more selling to do. Maybe Tolo is next. Okay, so as you guys have just seen in the video there, that is pretty much what happened all over, well, over the weekend. Pretty much we just sold two pieces from the gallery. However, Tolo didn't sell because I believe he got a red card. So we're here now to sort of so obviously that was over the weekend, the recording you just seen, and now we're here at the start of the early in the week, and hence the move. Sorry for the confusion, but I'm pretty much here just to talk about what went on over the weekend and sort of recap. Now, obviously you guys know in the last video we barely had a team, as you can see. Navarro actually scored an own goal, which was perfect, and yeah, we, you know, generally speaking, you know, nothing really happened because it's international break, so we didn't have any people playing. The only bad thing for us is that Tolo got a red card, therefore he's not going to sell. He also doesn't have a game coming up, so just even more reason for him not to sell. So pretty much this is how the account is looking at the minute. Just wanted to sort of quickly update you boys on pretty much what happened over the weekend. And you can see, yeah, not many people played. I guess Biro actually had a good score here, as you can see. But yeah, obviously we didn't have a team around him due to international break. And yeah, pretty much. I don't actually. Do you know what's a great question? Oh, yeah, obviously he didn't. But I was just thinking there. I didn't actually check to see. He did play. I was going to say I couldn't actually remember if Almiron played or not. So he played against Uruguay, and oh yeah, I do remember this game now. He was yeah, one of the highest scoring players for Paraguay, and this is obviously without a decisive. So, you know, if he did get a decisive, then that would have been, you know, close to you know, pushing on the 80s, 90s region. So, yeah, of course, it makes this series a bit hard for me to film when it's international break, because of course this series is pretty much compilation of over the week stuff. But yeah, that's sort of the weekend review in Almiron's Army, and yeah, let's see how the business will sort of shape up for the week. Okay, so have just spent sort of like the last hour going through the gallery, I guess, or Almiron's Army, and being quite hypercritical with what we have here. And to be honest, yeah, I thought, you know what, instead of me sort of umming and ahhing onto how to word things, I'll just click record and whatever leaves the mouth, leaves the mouth. But yeah, like you guys know, of course, we are trying to recuperate some of our, well, I guess our investments into the series. That's sort of the goal now, to sort of round off the series and I guess bring it to a nice sort of close. It would be nice to sort of recuperate pretty much money between now and when next season starts. That's sort of the aim for me anyway. And yeah, so obviously players like Ondrej and Navarro, they're probably going to stay for a little while longer because we recently purchased them. However, we do have a bond, and considering we've already sold a few players, as you guys have seen, I do think there's no value in us having 3 in-season goalkeepers right now. So I've listed Bond, pretty crazy price. Considering we paid £9 for him. If we can get that, I would absolutely take it. And yeah, the other boys didn't really look too. I didn't really want to sell like Escobar, Biro. They have definitely some good use in the gallery. Obviously, Daniel is going to be. I actually didn't even check his price, but I'm assuming it's very cheap right now. Okay, it's not as cheap as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, obviously he's been injured, so he's not been playing. But we're happy to still use Daniel. And I guess as far as updates go from the gallery, obviously Angulu he really just hasn't done anything all season for us, which is a bit unfortunate. Of course, we only paid £3 for him, which 2 months ago is pretty good. But yeah, Arthur as well. He probably will never return our money back per se, but I'm just hoping that he can at least yield in other ways for us as the MLS carries on. And like I said, Tolo doesn't have a game, so I'm pretty sure his price has dropped pretty drastically. Of course, last time we checked, it was £7. Yeah, it's down about £4. I'm happy to hold on to him for a little bit whilst he maybe after a suspension or something, he'll be back up there. Do you know what? I think I'll list him at £4.30, and if he sells, he sells. How much did we buy him for? Remind myself. Okay, so we bought him for. I don't think this guy would actually sell for. Oh, maybe he does actually sell for £1. Fair enough, he does. So yeah, we bought him for about about £4. Let's just say that. So if we did hypothetically sell him for £4.30, I just actually, you know what? I'm gonna take him down because I just don't think it's not a right time to sell him at all because he would just be at a low right now. Even he could go lower, but yeah, no, that doesn't make much sense, does it? Sivichenko kind of the same. He's injured, so it's just not a good selling point. Escobar's been great, but kind of need him to sort of fill out the lineups and stuff like that. So I don't think we're going to try and sell him. Fran Perez is just not going to sell. Obviously, he was a craft we got not too long ago. And yeah, just generally speaking, the gallery is pretty much just thin. It's more or less. I'm trying to thin it down to 2 squads for the time being, and pretty much sell players when they perform well. So if Ondrej performs well, sell. Navarro, same. Daniel, same. So pretty much we're selling in profits right now. And that's sort of the goal, and obviously I updated you guys on that rule in the last episode. But yeah, that's all things business sort of covered. Let's get into building some of them lineups, shall we? Okay, so looking ahead at the fixtures and I guess the game week coming up. Now Almiron is set to play here against NYFC, so I don't know if he's actually going to play because international break and all that good stuff. But you can see here is 2 common or warm up sides that I put together with Almiron in, and of course, might end up changing this. Oh, I just realised I haven't captained Almiron. There we go. Just thought I'd throw it in there. They never usually win anything, but I thought I'll just show the video because why not? And yeah, let's build the effectively, yeah, the 2 teams that we have going into the weekend. So, of course, Bond, we're still trying to sell. Sirius is not part of the series, so we'll go in net with Daniel. Then we've actually got a very favorite. This is probably why Bond is up like so highly priced at the moment, and I probably should check Escobar's price because the fixture is very favourable and at home, so we will be using Escobar for sure. Ondridge is tempting as well. Almiron, of course, is a must. And then I'm thinking actually probably Navarro. Let's go with Navarro. So this is our first team, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that actually. Looks pretty decent. Happy, happy days. I will check Escobar's price before we close off though today. Daniel, for sure. Now this one's interesting. Again, I'm gonna have to wait to see with Predictify who is more likely to start. Without looking at Predictify, I think Bruno Wilson's. Oh, actually, they could both really be on the way back to starting. Of course, we'll pick Biro and Arta. Oh, we don't actually need to have that debate to be honest, because then we can just round it off with Angulu, and all of these players are fit and playing. So there we have it. There is our two lineups. I don't think anything will change between now and deadline because I guess these players are all of the players that are fit and playing. So yeah, and then in terms of the other boys that we have in the series, I probably will just throw them as usual into an all-star just so they get some more XP. So we can throw. Oh my God, look at that! Elliot Anderson has 3 games. That is crazy. Damn. Um, well, I've lost like trail of thought of what I was gonna do now. Oh, so Tolo does have a game. I wonder if he's suspended for that game because of the red card. But this will be a Concaf. Ooh, I might have to do a little bit of research into that one because if Tolo does play, is there a world maybe we could enter like a little fun one, a little fun arena or something for Almiron's army? I don't know if I have the goalkeepers though. I'd maybe have to delist Bond, or maybe we can just use Royce just for a bit of fun. Interesting. Because let's just say hypothetically, if we done like a fun little arena, we could have. Obviously, I know Sir Royce isn't part of the series, but you know we can just have a bit of fun, a bit of fun with it. Maybe use like an Anderson, Almiron, and ooh, Hayden might play for Jamaica. But yeah, pretty much just use parts from my gallery to build maybe a fun little arena squad, something like this. Yeah, I'll come back. I'll come back to this one. I'll come back to this one for you boys because I'm gonna see what the situation is with Tolo. And see if maybe we can just have a fun little arena one just to sort of make up for I guess the lack of rewards and content in this video because obviously international break. So yeah, maybe we'll do a fun little arena if arena is even on this game week. Is it on? Is this arena? What is this Club Global Cup? Okay, FIFA World Cup stuff. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I have read into that stuff. Yeah, so maybe there's not even arena to be fair. Diamond Coliseum. Okay, okay. Are you guys doing the Club World Cup stuff? Oh, is that and that's what? Okay, okay, okay. I thought this was Concaf, but I must be tripping. I've been like I said, obviously it said at the start of the video I've been away. I'm not been on my computer much at all, as you guys can probably tell. So I have missed a little bit of the Sorare updates and that sort of stuff. With that being said, in the next part of the video, I'm going to quickly talk to you guys about Sorare 2026. Now, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that I probably will talk about this in the under 23 video that you guys have already seen on the channel, but I did want to briefly just touch upon it in this episode today, just in case some of you guys might not watch the under 23 Road to Glory and only watch this series. So yeah, just a quick brief one from me, sort of my thoughts on it. You guys would have seen that I haven't really tweeted anything about it because, to be honest with you guys, when Sorare changes anything, it's always just negative, and I hate. Like, I'm not saying it should or shouldn't be negative. I just hate negativity, so I try and stay off of the socials when I see stuff like this happening, because I just hate, pretty much I hate like loading up my phone and just constantly seeing just negative things. So I tried to just stay off Twitter, so I don't really have like a biased opinion here. I haven't read into it like crazy, but obviously, with that being said, the general consensus of this update has been quite negative. I don't think it doesn't take a genius to work that one out, but pretty much as we all knew. Well, I knew that was going to happen anyway, because no matter what Sorare do when they update the game, it will always be a negative to start off with. Like, that's just human nature to hate something that like, humans hate change. So as soon as Sorare change anything, it's initially going to be hated on. And then the test of time, it depends on, like, will actually tell if it rightfully hated on, if that makes sense. So like, it's going to be hated now no matter what, but do we still hate it in 2 weeks time? I'm not saying we will or won't. I'm just saying that that's usually the best way to judge if the update is good or bad. But yeah, generally speaking, I've been saying this on the channel for a while. Maybe I've not been vocal enough about it, but I did sort of say that they are trying to phase out of the champion, challenger, contender stuff and go more league specific, which maybe wasn't public knowledge, but I thought it was. Um, but yeah, so this stuff doesn't really surprise me that they're phasing out of that. Hot streaks, I think that was a no-brainer to know that. Yeah, I mean, hot streaks were so great in this series and the MLS in general that I don't think that would be too hard to predict. And I like the idea that they're put with classic card allowed, and you know, I think people might oversee that, but initially, well, especially from my perspective, I hated a little bit on hot streaks because I felt like they were just trying to get me to get as many in seasons as possible, and I like that they've sort of gone back and rectified it a little bit to make it more like in season, which is very nice. Generally speaking, in my opinion. Um, and yeah, so then we have, now this is the stuff that is probably going to get the most hate, because they, again, just changing the goalpost, changing the way the game works, and essentially you get bonuses for having players with less L15 and not using players from the same team. And of course, you guys know my strategy on this channel has been predominantly surrounding Newcastle, which now forces me to use other teams if I want this bonus. Which is fine. I just think it's essentially just changing the meta, because in my opinion, the best meta right now on Sorare was to have a stack from a team. But yeah, this just changes maybe the dynamic a little bit, which, I mean, it's really hard for us to sit here and judge without actually playing it. So yeah, and then yeah, a couple of other bits, but the main ones, the ones that people care the most about, will be the classic changes. And essentially, yeah, they're going to an SO7, which means you need more cards to compete, which I have always said the community will hate that, because again, it's the same thing as, like, when I was saying about the hot streaks having 5 in seasons, feeling like we're forced to pay for in season cards. Same thing with this. If you have SO7, it is forcing people to pay for more cards. So I think, generally speaking, whenever they change something to the game which involves us spending more, obviously is going to be deemed in a negative light. So yeah, and then yeah, pretty much it just talks about the competitions that we can enter for Classic and that sort of stuff. Like I said, I'm brushing upon this because I probably touch upon this quite heavily in the Under 23 Road to Glory. I'm just sort of mentioning it now, just so, yeah, in case any of you guys don't watch that series. But yeah, Arena now permanent again. Don't think it takes much. I don't think that takes too much brain power to know that was going to happen because it went down quite well. And this is the only one that I don't really understand. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys play MLB. But yeah, I think if you seal your cards, so maybe that means you can't sell them. You get boosted percentages or something, which would have, to be fair, this season would have been fantastic for me because I have the Newcastle boys and I've not sold them. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys know a bit more about that. Then this is always a good thing because it just encourages more people to go onto the website. So yeah, like more often. So yeah, that's no brainers just to make more daily things since they taken rivals out. And yeah, like I said, if you guys want a more in detailed opinion and breakdown of this stuff, then be sure to check out my Road to Glory video on the channel because that's where we like to dissect updates like this in that video. And Cal does have some very strong opinions on it as well. So you don't just hear my perspective; you hear two sides of the coin. Probably me and Cal, a bit of a maybe disagreement or back and forth or whatever, but yeah, always fun to hear. Oh well, like I always say, two brains are better than one, eh? So let me know in the comments down below what do you guys think about the gameplay update. So there you have it, boys. There is the week of MLS for me. Now, we'll say, obviously, in the video today, we've been a bit pressed for time, and of course, not much content from the MLS side of things because of the international break. But hopefully, we can get back to business next episode. With that being said, Tolo and the other boys that we didn't use in the lineup burning phases you guys saw there, I just threw into an all-star, try and get more XP out of them. But yeah, we'll be rocking with the lineups that you guys did see in the video today. If you did enjoy, then please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Catch you guys in a future video. Peace.